Rivermen and SPHL fans, and as always, welcome to the video and thank you for watching. In this segment, we're going to preview the Peoria Rivermen on the road visiting the Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs. This video segment is brought to you by the Bay Leaf Indian Restaurant and Bar, #1 Indian restaurant in the Peoria area. 4.8 stars out of 5 with over 300 plus reviews. So if you haven't gotten there yet, what are you waiting for? Get down there, get you some good food. It's great service, great atmosphere, and they will take care of you. And tell them Wade sent you. So with that, we're going to go ahead in this video. I'll tell you the matchups coming this weekend. Obviously, we got the Rivermen on the road versus Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs. We also got Storm visiting the Bolts, Marksmen visiting the Ice Flyers, the Bulls visiting the Ice Bears, and the Mayhem visiting Havoc. And we have 2 Sunday games this weekend, and that's Dogs traveling to the Ice Bears and the Bulls traveling to the Havoc. I'll kind of touch a little bit on those games at the end of this segment, but not a whole lot. This is mainly going to be on the Rivermen and Rail Yard Dogs. So, getting right into it, the Rivermen are 5-2 on the year. Good for 4th place, 10 points on the season. The Rail Yard Dogs are 2-4-1, currently sitting in 8th place with 5 points on the season. In the previous year, these teams met up only twice, and it was one for one. Each team got a win. The last 5 seasons, however, Rivermen are 9-2-1 versus Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs. Dogs are 1-4 in their last 5 games, losing to the Bulls in their last game 3-2, and are 0-2 in Roanoke currently. So no home wins for the Rail Yard Dogs. Rivermen, on the other hand, are 3-2 in their last 5 games, sweeping Quad City Storm last weekend, and seem to be getting back on track, if you will. Hopefully that continues versus the Dogs. Little history of these 2 teams outside the record. These guys met up in a finals matchup, and Rivermen took that series and raised the cup in Roanoke. And then the following year, the Dogs eliminated the Rivermen in the 2nd round and went on to raise the cup in Roanoke themselves. So a little championship history, if you will, between these 2 teams. Some stats to go over. Rivermen, we'll go over goals for and goals against. Goals for, Rivermen have 23 on the year as a team. That's 2nd most in the league, only behind Huntsville Havoc. And goals against, they've had 12 goals scored against them, which is best in the league. Fewest goals scored against. The Dogs, goals for is 16. That's tied for 2nd fewest in the league. And goals against, they're ranked at number 4, 4th ranked fewest with 17 goals against. Power play numbers for both teams. Rivermen are 8-4 on the power play. That's good for 33%. And 4 of 24 on the penalty kill, good for 83%. Dogs are 4 for 24 on the power play, good for 16%. So Same number of power plays as the Dogs, and Rivermen's got twice the goals. However, on the penalty kill, Dogs are 3 of 25 on the PK at an 88% success rate. So they're doing great on the penalty kill this year. Penalty minutes, Dogs have the third most penalty minutes in the league at 128 penalty minutes. And Rivermen have the sixth most in the league at 103 penalty minutes. Some players to watch for in this matchup. We're going to start on the Dog side. I've got 3 forwards highlighted and 1 defender and 2 players that I think need to get going. And I did that for both teams. So the 3 Dogs that I highlighted that are forwards are Kristen Acosta, Gustav Mueller, and Joseph Widmar. I think those 3 guys are the best forwards they got on their team and their best playmakers and point getters. Defender, I highlighted CJ Valerian. I think he is a tough defender, not afraid to be physical and drop the gloves, and he's a good defender and can score goals. So that's a guy I got highlighted for the defender side. 2 players that I think need to get going for Roanoke to help them be more successful. Andrew Harley, who's only got 1 point, which is an assist on the season. And Tim Manning, who's got 0 points on the season thus far. I think it is key that these 2 players get going for Roanoke to help them be more successful. Now, going on the Rivermen side of things. Again, 3 forwards I highlighted, a key defender, and 2 players that I think need to get going. The 3 forwards I highlighted, and you can highlight these players about every single game because they're that key to the Rivermen's success. And that's Captain Alec Bear, Mike McChesney, and Braden Barker. These guys are part of the Rivermen lifeblood that help this team be so successful. Top playmakers, need to be top point getters and top leaders on this team. Defender that I've highlighted, that's a solid defender. Again, not afraid to get physical and finish a check and can score. Kyler Fenton. I think he's a top defender for Rivermen right now. And 2 players I think need to get going right now for the Rivermen is Michael Herrera, who's got 0 points on the year, not just with Rivermen, but his first team, Birmingham Bulls, as well. And Frankie Trezera, who's got only 1 point on the year, which was an assist. So I would like to see more from these 2 gentlemen to help contribute to the team's success. Some keys to the game for both teams. We're going to start with the Rivermen. First and foremost, limit the turnover and keep the passes smooth and solid. Roanoke is a fast team. They got some fast skaters on that team. If you give them odd man rushes and breakaways, you're playing with fire. The chances are they are going to connect on one or maybe even a few of those. So again, you want to limit the turnovers and have good, smooth passes. Be physical and win board battles. So finish your checks, and when the puck, you're battling in the boards for the puck, win those battles more than you don't. And special teams. I think special teams will be very key for Rivermen in this. Score on the power play and limit the Dogs on their power play with your penalty kill. Moving on to the Dog side of things, play a full 60 minutes. You're going to have to play a full 60 minutes against the Rivermen if you expect to come away with a W, in my opinion. Can't really afford to take a period off. protect the house. And what I mean by that, protect Rotabush. Don't let Rivermen fire at will on them. Clear rebounds, get the puck out of the zone. You don't want the Rivermen setting up in your zone. And be aggressive. You want to be aggressive against the Rivermen. You don't want to lay back against them. You want to keep the pressure on them. If you lay back against the Rivermen, again, you're flirting with disaster. And it's not a recipe for success. This is going to be a pretty solid matchup. I think these are very winnable games for the Rivermen. No disrespect to the Dogs. I think the Dogs have been inconsistent this year, as their stats and record have indicated. But again, teams get off to slow starts that don't always matter in the end. Just depends on the type of slow start you're off to. I do think Dogs will get better as the season goes. But this is when the Rivermen want to take advantage of that slow start Dogs have had. They're 0-2 at home. They're 2-4-1, sitting in 8th place right now. You want to take advantage, kick them while they're down, if you will. This is the time to do it, especially playing in their home barn. It is going to be a tough matchup. They're not just going to roll over for Rivermen, in my opinion, and they're damn sure not going to want to get swept in Roanoke. So I think we will have a battle on our hands here. I do think this could be a physical series, and it's very realistic for a split. And if there's a sweep, I think it's going to go the Rivermen way, more so than the Dogs way. But I think for both sides, a split is a realistic expectation at the very least. So I look forward to this matchup. And again, we got other strong matchups with Storm and Evansville Thunderbolts. Storm really need to get back on track, and I would love to see them actually beat the Thunderbolts. That would be nice if y'all could take care of them for us. Marksmen and Pensacola Ice Flyers. It's another great matchup for both teams. Marksmen are on the road in Pensacola. Pensy needs to win games like these to keep the momentum, and Marksmen would like to capture some momentum of their own and get going on the year. Bulls versus Knoxville Ice Bears. Obviously, Bulls need win. They want to keep building off what they did in their previous game against the Dogs. They got to win. They want to go into Knoxville looking to split that as well, at least, and win game 1. And then you got Mayhem versus Havoc. This is going to be a tough matchup for Mayhem. Playing in Huntsville, it's going to be tough to capture a win against them. I wouldn't be surprised if Havoc get a sweep. But Mayhem is capable of winning at least a game here, for sure, if they play up to their talent level. And then Sunday, like I said, you got the Dogs at Knoxville and the Bulls versus Havoc. So again, 2 great rivalry matchups. Dogs have a tough 3-game set this weekend, 2 against Rivermen and then against Knoxville Ice Bears on the road. So they're going to want at least win 2 of 3 of these games this weekend to really feel good about themselves early in the year. And Bulls and Havoc, Bulls played the Havoc really tough, and they always usually do. I think last year Bulls actually won the season series against Havoc. I don't know that for sure. I should have probably looked at that, but Bulls do play Havoc tough. But it's a tough game ahead of them, playing in Huntsville Sunday, an early game after they're playing a tough Knoxville Ice Bear team. So it's a tough 3-game weekend schedule for both Bulls and Dogs coming up. And I can't wait to see what the teams do this weekend. So with that, I'll go ahead and wrap it up. I'll catch you at the next puck drop. And as always, I keep it Rivermen style.